This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
Hey, good evening, everyone. It is Sunday night. So what does that mean? It means that it is extra time tonight. And it was quite nice, actually, for me, because although it was like a very, very, very long day on Friday, setting off at 11 o'clock, having a steady journey down, went with my dad, Magic, Sensation, Joyful Gene, and obviously the producer. It was a great thing. Coming back, obviously, with a draw was good, but it meant a little bit of downtime. I managed to have a game of tennis yesterday for a couple of hours, which was great. And then, obviously, a nice chill. So it's still lots to report on the channel. But tonight, we're going to be doing it in one segment. I've got three fantastic guests, maybe a fourth if they can make it. And we're going to go into and do it in one hit tonight. And then we're going to have a super duper quiz again, the penalty shootout quiz at the end. And we're going to be talking, of course, about that FA Cup draw. Wolves still in the hat after obviously going down to 10 men after 9 minutes. And again, showing fight, resilience and passion, fighting for the shirt and for the fans. And, of course, a nice bit of quality from that Tommy Doyle goal as well, which, if you stay tuned, we will put up here from two angles, caught from within the crowd. But we're also going to be talking tonight, looking ahead to to the rest of the January window. And, of course, talking about the players that have already gone out and asking our fans and pundits their thoughts on it. And, of course, we should also give an honourable mention to cult hero Big George Elokobi, his Maidstone team, getting through to the fourth round. And, can you imagine if Wolves can beat Brentford and George Elokobi on Match of the Day last night? Oh, I want my babbies to come home to the Golden Palace, Molineux. It shows what it means to him, Wolves. That would be an absolute thing. So we're hoping the football gods can do that. But we have fantastic guests tonight. We have the voice of reason is here. How you doing, mate?
Good evening, Dave. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year indeed. And before we just go on, I do want to say, of course, as always, a massive, big thank you to Creation Wolf, powering extra time, delivering the industry's latest and most advanced digital solutions, taking your brand and online presence and digital capability to the next level. The link is in the description below, www.creationwolf.com. And I will say that I do know that already a couple of companies have got in touch and they're doing a little bit of work to help their brand as well. So if you've got a company, doesn't matter where you are in the world, and you want to, honestly, these guys are the best at what they do, you definitely get in touch. We've also got, coming back on tonight, we have young Lucas, who's also, if you go on to the alwayswolves.co.uk website, he is now a writer for us, a journo for us on the website. He did the player ratings. How you doing, Lucas?
I'm good, thank you, Dave. Did you have a good New Year?
Yeah, mate, it was a good New Year. And we're going to ask everyone about their New Year and how you're celebrating and saw in the New Year in a little bit. Also, as you can see on the screen at the moment, you've got QR codes for the NordVPN deal and for the FOCO deal. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on. And my brother in retro trackies, Sooty, how you doing, mate?
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, well, mate. We're on the trendy retro tracky side of the screen. And the younger lads over the other side there, they're not quite with our trend at the moment, but they might catch up at some point.
Of course they will.
First of all, Lucas, let's go to you, mate. How did you see in your New Year this year?
I was around my mate's house for a bit of the evening, came back and spent time with the family, and then went out and set a smoke bomb off.
Went out and set a what off?
Smoke bomb off.
Oh, to celebrate. Fantastic. I hope it was gold and black, mate.
No, it was a red one. It was the only one I had.
It was the only one you had. Jack, How did you see in your New Year?
I was down in London for the New Year weekend with the girlfriend. So we stayed in Earl's because we love Earl's Court. It's a great place. So we stayed with a really great pub down in Earl's Court, and we stayed and we saw some of the fireworks down in London. So that was good. So yeah, a bit different this year, but really nice.
Absolutely. And, they always put the fireworks, don't they, up on the TV, and there's always loads of people there. But sometimes I just think you don't need to be right there to see.
No.
And you got the drone thing that they're doing these days. They're pretty cool as well. So you got to see that from where you
Some
were.
of that, as well, yeah.
Fantastic, mate. I hope you had saw the New Year in with a bang as well. That was
absolutely
fantastic. Enjoy.
There they are.
I didn't mean that type of bang. That's still dirty mind there.
Family show.
Sooty, how did you see in the New Year this year?
Oh, Dave, the exuberance of youth. I used to be out and about at New Year's Eve, Dave, but I sent you a photo of my two dogs fast asleep on the kitchen floor. I think I watched about 3 minutes of Jules Holland and listened to Rod Stewart for 3 minutes and turned that off. Couldn't have none of that, Dave. It was awful. And I think I was in bed by about 12:30. It's been a funny old Christmas because the mother-in-law ain't been very well.
I know. And how is she?
She went into hospital Thursday. She's out now, and she looks relieved, Dave. I'd say is the word. So it's all done and dusted. It's about getting her back on her feet now and trying to get her back to normal.
Well, can you please pass on our love and best wishes from all of us here, and I'm sure everyone in the chat to her that I know she's had to go through quite a procedure, and like you say, the build-up is stressful. Got the anxiety coming through it, and now hopefully the road to recovery. And it's an operation that she's had to do really to protect her life. Not something she'd want to have done, but hopefully the operation will be a big success and she'll go on to live a full life and expectancy. So lots of love and best wishes to her.
Thanks for that, Dave.
Absolutely. You're most welcome. Well, we're going to obviously get onto the football in a minute. And guys, in the chat, I want you guys to put in how you saw the new year in and where as well. Why not? You get involved with this as well. And I've got this thing. We've sort of started this tradition where we have sort of a fancy dress party. And we've got family and some friends over. I had Walsall fans, Albion fans, obviously Wolves fans, all mixing because my school friends that I used to go to school with, one of them's a Wolves fan, the other one is a Baggies fan, and the other one is a Walsall fan. He runs Walsall Fan TV, inspired by ourselves, all there. And then the other half of our family, say Emma's sister Sarah, they married into Albion season ticket holders, so they were all there as well. But they don't talk so much about football anymore as what they used to do when they were in the Premier League. We don't talk about it.
Funny that, isn't it?
It is,
What did they turn up in, Dave? Full strip?
No, they didn't. Well, do you know what? The first year that we did it, we did a Gatsby 1920s party, which was really, really cool. It kind of took on. And then last year we did full on 80s. Can't beat the bit of the 80s. I mean, come on. Love the 80s. And then this year we basically did a time travel thing where you can come as any character from any era. I came as a knight. Sensational Stan came as Phileas Fogg. He was brilliant. Emma dressed up as 70s flares and all the flower power. We had some 60s in there. Mr. Ben turned up. Ralph the dog turned up with Hannah. He was, Where's Wally? Brilliant. And I'm not sure what the Walsall lot turned up on. I think it was a bit like thingy, but we also had Harley Quinn in the house with the Rock God as well. It was good fun and a good laugh. And if you go on to my Instagram, Dazzling Dave, or if you're on my Facebook, which some of you are, you'll see some of the pictures for that. But it was a good night, good fun. Obviously, last year for me and the family personally was very, very difficult, losing my mom. If any one of you's ever lost, someone very, very close to you, know that it's very raw, especially with the first birthday. My mom's birthday was the 14th, Christmas, New Year. not ringing to wish her a happy new year and all of that sort of. It's hard, but hopefully 2024 for everyone on here personally will be a great year, full of joy and happiness, and hopefully a good one for Wolves as well. And on Wolves, mate, a great end to 2023, Jack. And well, you were there. We had a little chat in the about some Wolves stuff before the game.
Yeah,
and we're all full of hope. 9 minutes in, I mean, I've got to be honest, mate. When he got sent off, I was devastated. I'm like, oh God, because you know how much my dad wants an FA Cup run and get to the FA Cup. I know I harp on about it. It's his little dream, and I want it to happen so much more than anything. And then 9 minutes in, I'm devastated. I'm like, oh, we're down to 10 men. I mean, how were you feeling?
It was quite funny because kind of going down on the way down to the game, the one thing that I was saying to everyone, I don't want to replay. Whatever happens, I don't want to replay. 9 minutes into the game, I'd have bloody took it, So I'm in some way, it's kind of completely turned on its head. But the funny thing is, I don't know if Sutty and Lucas and yourself will agree. I knew we were going to score in that game. So even down to 10 men, just stay in the game. Even if it does go to 1-0 Brentford or whatever, just stay in the game. We'll get chances, we'll score a goal, and we'll be in that game. So, yeah, the red card at 9 minutes completely changes the dynamic of the game. All of a sudden, it's a survival job. You've got to stick in there. You've got to show guts, determination. They're going to have a lot more of the ball than they probably were going to have. You're going to have to be really disciplined. But this team at the minute, the way they're playing, completely back them to do it. 100%. There's no part of me that went, that's the game gone then. It was going to be difficult, absolutely. But I felt we were still in the game completely.
Yeah, I mean, I felt that. Lucas, I mean, you'd probably be watching it. I think you're probably watching it on a stream somewhere, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, what was your reaction to the sending off?
At first, from the high angle, I thought, I don't know here. But then when it showed the zoomed up, I was like, yeah, that's a straight red. And then with the Tommy Doyle one, I was like, so you've gave that one, but then you've got to give that one as well.
Yeah, the Tommy Doyle stamp as well. I mean, probably I didn't realise in the stadium, but it was almost Sooty. I mean, it looked virtually an identical type of thing, and nothing was done.
I think if Tommy Doyle had made a bit more of it, he's a tough little
like
kid.
The other guy did, because the other guy was rolling. I mean, I know he went off, but he was.
I mean, it was a red card. It's a red card, definitely. I've no argument with it. It's fine. I can accept that. But so was Tommy Doyle, and Tommy rolled around and acted like he'd been shot. They looked at it, but they don't tend to look at too much that when you don't make a lot of it, really, do they? A bit
like the Kilman situation with the soft headbutt. It wasn't a hard headbutt. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's an headbutt.
He never went down.
To be honest, Dave, I was just saying to you before we came on air, there's two performances that have really sort of lifted me this season, and they're probably the two performances you probably wouldn't think. Everton, I get fantastic. We were fluent. It was just everything clicked.
Perfect.
All the stars aligned, didn't they, that day?
Yeah.
But the catalyst for change in this season for me was Luton away. We go down to 10 men. We have to go to a back five, 3 centre halves and wing backs. It's the only way we're going to get anything out of the game. And it changed our whole season. We hung on at Luton in the end. Okay, we went 1-0 up with 10 men, but we hung on.
But don't forget, that was another one of them VAR decisions where it deflected off Joe Gomez's leg onto his hand.
Yeah. We were unlucky. But then again, against Brentford the other night when we go down to 10 men, I'm sat there thinking, we'll beat these because we've been here before. We don't take. There was no panic. There was no panic whatsoever within the ranks the other night. Okay, they went 1-0. We went 1-0 down, and
we were unlucky actually because the it deflected and it literally hit it. It went through about 6 Wolves players. Somehow found its way into the net. I mean, it bounced out.
One of them. It's one of them.
Never a free kick either.
No, you
Was
swing
it
a
not?
leg
I
at
thought
it.
from my angle, it looked like Sarabia had fouled him.
Dive. There's no
did
contact at all. None at all.
Yeah. So for me, them 2 performances, and obviously that extends an unbeaten run to 5. Home form's fantastic. I'll take us against anybody at home at the moment to get something out of the game, whether it be a draw or a win. I don't care who it is. They won't want to come to Molineux at the moment. But away from home as well, we're starting to look at a tough little unit. As long as, and I know you're going to discuss this, nobody else leaves, Dave. We can't afford anybody else leaving.
Well, absolutely. And guys, we are going to get stuck into a little bit of the transfer talk on this one. Getting Jack, Sutty's, and Lucas's views on the January transfer window, because there has been some movement started. There's lots of speculation. If you are subscribed to the channel, we put on regular updates. So if you're not, please make sure you do and hit the bell out, because you'll be first to know on everything. We try and be as quick as we can on it, on everything in regards to that. But we're all going to get stuck into that. I'll do, before we go on any further, guys. The Tommy Doyle goal we're going to talk about next. We are going to talk about it because we need to talk about Tommy Doyle as a player as well. So if you want us to put the goal up, which we got from the 2 angles. And someone asked me how, on the chat, I saw your comment, how there is, I'll just have a quick look back for it on here if I can find it and put it on the screen now for you. I can't find it. But someone asked, how come we've got 2 angles of the goal? I'll tell you the reason. We had 2 tickets. We got the 2 tickets for me and M. And then there's our friends, Chris, Paul's away on holiday, and Ballock. They couldn't go. Chris was working late. So we had their 3 tickets. So we went with Magic for his 3rd away day. He's been to Tottenham now, Fulham, and Brentford. Sensation went, and Sensation, my mother-in-law, Joyful Junior, went to, who loves the football as well. So Emma and her mom went down to where we were, because we always tend to go near the front. And actually, they were right on the front, which was great for Jean, because she's in her 70s, so she could sit down. So Emma was on the right-hand side, in line with the goals. And me, my dad, and Sensation went up to the 3 seats. My dad nearly had a heart attack climbing up the stairs. He was like a bit out, because it was way up. But that's how we got 2 camera angles. So if you want us to put it up on the screen whilst we talk about it, put your thumbs up, whatever, say yes. And then once we finish talking about it, we will put the goal up for you if you want to do it. Lucas, I'm going to go to you first. Tommy Doyle, what a goal. What a performance. We're going to talk to you about your man of the match, but my man of the match for the last 2 games, I thought he was brilliant against Everton. I thought it was sensational, filling the big boots of Mario Lemina. I thought when we went down to 9 men, and Sutty and Jackie might agree with this as well, Tommy Doyle was putting himself around. Like, he was so up for it. He was so up for it. Even before, in the first half, he was showing maturity and leadership to drive that team. I was so impressed with this. And obviously the goal, as I think Jack said, it was on his wrong foot. It was well worked. He basically shimmied the defender, and then that goal, it was just amazing, Lucas. I mean, talk about Tommy Doyle, £4.3 million we've got the option to buy. For me, it's a done deal already.
Yeah, 100%. I also saw, I think it was yesterday morning, of the BBC, they put which one prefers his right foot or his left foot, and it was a clip against, I think, Watford when he was at Sheffield in the FA Cup. He did the exact same goal from exactly around about the same place in the exact same corner, and I think he's a perfect replacement for. I know this might sound a bit out there, but I think he's a perfect replacement for Mario and Neves. I think he's a perfect replacement for both of them.
Explain why you say that.
Well, I think it was against Bournemouth. He came on, and the players were like stressing to get the ball up, and he just touched the ball and he's calmed everyone down. And then next thing you know, we scored with Sasa. So I think when he comes on, he just brings some like relaxance to the play. So he breaks it down. He's always there. He's always up, down. You can never see him walking. You always see him on a jog or sprinting.
No, absolutely, man. And Sutty, I mean, what's your sort of take on the young man?
Wow, I think he's outstanding, Dave. 4.3 million quid. That could well turn out to be the best money you've ever spent for the age. At the moment, he's probably realistically worth mid-20s.
Well,
if you just went to buy him,
I just told you there, and come back onto that, because obviously the Nunes deal, when he went, I think the reason, I mean, the deal from what I remember, and Jack might clarify this, obviously City initially wanted about 15 million for Doyle, but obviously Wolves wanted a little bit more for Nunes. And I think the reason that we've got Nunes with the option to buy for 4.3 million is part of that negotiation with the Nunes deal that they've got. I do think that City have a big sell on, and I think it's about 30 or 40% sell on. But I think Tommy Doyle is going to be in 2 or 3 years. I think he's going to be worth 10 times that 4.3 million pounds.
The thing is, Dave, we've seen the glory years. I know we haven't won anything, but when we had Neves, Jota, Jimenez, Traore, these kind of players, Moutinho, then we were. And when we first came up into the Premier League, first 2 seasons, we caught a lot of teams on the op, basically. They didn't really know what to expect. We were a good defensive unit and we did fast on the break, and it was exciting to watch. That's gone. We became a bit turgid, side to side, back, side to side, back. There was nobody who could really pick the ball up, turn and think, right, forward passing. Tommy Doyle does it. Lamina does it. Gomez does all the dirty work. You've got to have someone who does the dirty work as well, unfortunately. But the kid, as soon as he picks a ball up, and if you watch him closely, he loves to take the ball on a half turn. So within a half turn, he's lost his man and you're in attack. And he likes to spray it wide. And he's quite direct, to be honest. He doesn't play little 5-10 yard balls. He wants to get on the front foot straight away. And that is something that we've lacked for 3 seasons, even with Neves. And I'll say it again, we are a far better side without Neves because we're more on the front foot.
I think that's a very good point. One of the things that impresses me with Doyle is his ball retention as well. He very rarely loses the ball. He's very, very tenacious. He's got an engine on him. He's got a big heart. He's quite an intelligent footballer. And there was one bit of play during the game where he had about 2 or 3 players very close, and then he just plays this ball off the outside of his foot across the field. His vision is really good and reading the game as well. And how old is he, Jack? Tommy Doyle?
21, 22. I think
21.
very, very early 20s, yeah.
Yeah, he's such a young lad. So, like, obviously, he's come through he's played, I think, 7 times for Manchester City. He's come on and played at bit parts, and I don't know if he's ever started a game for them, but he's played. He went out on a rugged loan in the Championship, which, for young players really do, if you can excel at that, and that, you're going to get knocked about, that's going to thingy. And someone said on here, I didn't think in the chat, which I put up earlier, said I didn't think he would have it for the Premier League, but having watched him, is every bit such a Premier League player. And at his age, surely he's going to become a main player for Wolves over the next, it's a no-brainer that they're going to trigger it's literally not, it's they can buy him if they choose to. They can buy him. It's part of the contract.
I think that Man City, obviously, we can trigger that at the end of the year, 4.3 million. But I think along in that deal somewhere, Man City will have first obligation to buy him back. And whatever we want, they'll have first dibs on him, because I think he could well. It's early days, but I think he could well become a big player. Can I just make a comment about one other player, Dave, who I think's done really well, to be honest, and it's Santiago Bueno.
Yeah, good point.
The kid has been really patient, and I actually look the future. Although he's been an absolutely outstanding signing for us, Dawson, he really has been a cracking signing. He is not the future of our back line, unfortunately, and I think
his age, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you'll see this kid come more. I think next season you'll see him get played a few more games this season, and I think next season you could see the change, and you could see Totti, Kilman, Bueno as a back three.
Jack, you're nodding there. What's your opinion on Sutti's assessment there? Are you're nodding along? You kind of see that yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's class. I mean, when you put the word Uruguay and centre half together, you know you've got a good player, because they don't do bad centre halves today. So he's got the pedigree, and I think you're dead right. Excuse me. Bleed him this season, bed him in. You know, it takes time to settle, particularly in the Premier League. You know, and we'll see far more of him next year. But I thought he was absolutely outstanding Friday night. And another player that came into the team that I thought was outstanding was Matt Doherty. You know, another one that probably hasn't played as much football as he'd have liked to this season. But no, he had that left-hand side on lockdown on Friday night. And we saw sort of some of the Doherty of old, didn't we, with those driving runs inside the full-back. He created a great chance for Sarabia, didn't he, just at the start of the second half that just went over the top. So I think that, again, shows that we've got players that are chomping at the bit to play. Santi Bueno, Doherty, Bellegarde came in, and I thought did well as well. So when you've got players that are desperate to play, you put them in the team, you get performance from them. And I think that's kind of what we wanted. And just on Tommy Doyle, I think you can tell he's worked with Guardiola. It's exactly what Sutty said. It's that half turn. Don't need to take the ball down and control and look. Half turn and go. Half turn all the time. The ball's going to be moving. And that's really difficult. I mean, you look at it on Friday night, he's against two centre midfielders on his own. But because of how quickly he moves the ball, they can't get near him to close him down and press him, because he's constantly moving the ball. And he knows before he even gets the ball where his options are. And I think that's come from working with Guardiola. So I think that's obviously a great thing for the future, because he's only going to get better at that as he trains and practices and just hones that skill. So, yeah, I mean, real positive signs for the future with Tommy Doyle, absolutely.
No, absolutely. I just want to just this Brian from Southampton, who's, you know, I just want to say no one's professing to be an expert on here. We're all fans that have got an opinion. And Brian, if you've got something to say, you're more than welcome to come on the channel and talk to us all here right now. If you want, just drop a thing. We'll send you the link and you can come and have a chat and give your opinion. We'll be more than welcome to have you on there, and you can put your face on here and we can hear what you've got to say as well, mate. No problem. The invitation is right there for you. Okay? You've been a fan for anything longer than all of us for. Well, that's fantastic, mate. I don't know how old you are, but we're more than welcome you to come on the channel. So just drop us a thing now and we'll give you the link and you can come on here and you can have your say right now. How's that, mate? Otherwise, shut up. Thank you very much. Just want to go on to you, Lucas. What have you got to say about the Santiago Bueno?
I think he just needs more minutes, because you can see that there's potential there. There's potential there. So when he gets more game time, he would keep improving. It's like with Kilman. He didn't get enough game time with under Nuno. He got game time under Bruno, and now look at him. He's just come out to be such a good player and good leader as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think Santiago Bueno, he's come over like what Jack says. He's got a European centre back. How old is he as well, mate?
25, I think. So
yeah, I mean, I'm loving the song as well with Hugo Bueno, the old song that's come back that they've done with singing that. That's great. That's been going around as well. Yeah, I think you've got a good point. I think he's one that's going to develop. And guys, the second half of this podcast, we are going to be looking at the transfers. We're currently subscriber-wise on 32,092. So see whether you can get us, if you're brand new, see whether you can get us up to 32,100. That would be absolutely amazing. And we've got over 268 of you watching live. So I'm sure there's a few of you that aren't subscribed, and you can join in the chat as well and smash a like if you're enjoying the content so far. Listen, a load of you have smashed things. So it's a little bit of fun. We're going to be putting up now. Sit back, kick your heels from the stand. That Tommy Doyle goal. We're going to be putting on it. Fan cam, 2 different angles. One from me, one from Emma. Let's sit back and watch that wonderful strike again. From the beginning.
What a goal! Boom!
Oh, that's so good to see. I mean, just watching about. I mean, and the other thing, Jack, how great were the fans again?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, both league game and the cup game, absolutely outstanding. Yeah, and I think, like what Sutty and Lucas have both said, I think this is a team that you really believe in. And I think you want to sing for them and you want to shout for them and you want to get behind them. And I think they appreciate that. And I think you can see that lifts the players. Sometimes you in the past, not the recent past, but going back a long time, you were singing for the players and it wasn't really having an impact. They weren't that. But I think this group of players really appreciate that support and it does get an extra sort of 2-3% out of them. So, yeah, no, the fans are outstanding again.
Absolutely. And it said all right with his left foot. And Jack, you mentioned that as well, that it wasn't even with his better foot. Yeah. And Jack, you messaged me about this because I never even clocked it. Have you spotted the guy from TV on this clip yet? And he was stood right behind me. Jack, do you want to tell who that was?
Yeah, it was Alex Lowe, who's a very famous actor. Probably people know him as Clinton Baptiste from Phoenix Nights.
He was doing all this, wasn't he?
Yeah. I met him a few years ago at, I think, Crystal Palace and having a chat to him. I recognised him. And I think he's a QPR fan, but his son's a big Wolves fan, so he takes his son to a lot of the London away games, and I think they've got season tickets at Molineux as well. But yeah, so he's been converted to Wolves, I think. But yeah, that's good.
Well, I'm not. Is he saying QPR?
I think he's a QPR. I think that's what he told me. Yeah,
they're not doing very well, are they? QPR?
No,
not doing very well. Well, the game as it went on, Lucas. Second half, Pedro Netto comes on. Lucas makes an immediate impact. To be honest, when Wolves had done really, really well anyway, in terms of like restricting Brentford, we were all saying what we needed was someone to drive the ball forward and carry that ball. And Pedro Netto is a person that can do that because he draws people to him and he, opens up that space. And when he's warming up on the touchline and then he comes out, you can see the lift in everyone, the fans, the players, and straight away he's attacking. And, he's all causing all sorts of problems on that side. I mean, Lucas, he made a big impact when he came on, didn't he, Pedro?
Yeah, 100%. I remember you texted me at half-time and you said we need to bring Neto in. You said, yeah, to carry the ball. But whenever we play Brentford, I always say that we need Podence or a player like Podence who's got aggression and pace to drive up their defence. Because with Brentford, they're hard to break down at the back. But when Podence or Neto's there, it's so easy to break down.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's good to see that he got another 40 minutes under his belt as well. I thought as well, Lucas, when Wolves scored the goal, Brentford started to panic. We looked like the team most likely to score at that point. I thought we'd probably run out of a little bit of energy in the last 5 or 10 minutes. But we were creating opportunities, and there was one real chat. Was it Bellegarde that cut inside and he cuts it back? And there's a player, it doesn't quite. It was a tap in if he could find the player. And there's a couple of chances. I thought Kilman had a bit of a shot which just narrowly went past the post. Pedro Netto had a very similar effort as well. We had quite a few shots on, in that second half, and I thought we were going to do a Southampton again and win it 2-1.
It was a possibility with the chances that we had. Like you said, Bellegarde, with that, if he just squared it, it was a simple tap in. And Neto, he had some big chances as well. That I think he was a bit nervous to come back and play that long. So if he wasn't back from injury, I think he would put in that home easily every day.
Absolutely. And Jack, what's your take on that second half? And once we got the goal, I mean, were you feeling in the stands like me that Brentford were panicking?
Yeah, I thought they looked bereft of confidence, and I think as soon as we got our foothold back into it, they kind of went, "Oh, here we go again." They're kind of used to losing, aren't they? At the minute, Brentford, and it becomes a bit of a habit. And it's a funny thing, but you find ways to lose games when you're low on confidence. You can be 1-0 up and a man up and find a way to lose it. And it was a bit like that. I mean, I thought their goalkeeper and centre halves were very, very poor on the ball. Every time they got the ball at feet, they were rushing, and it was just going straight to one of our players. And they couldn't quite work out how to break us down. And they got a little bit desperate towards the end. It was all about set pieces and just getting the ball in the box and hoping that weight of numbers got them a flick on or the key touch. But no, I thought we were getting stronger and stronger, and I think you probably nailed it. Just a little bit run out of steam for the last 5-10 minutes, but we relied on our goalkeeper at the end to make a big save, didn't we, just to keep us in it. But I thought second half I can't fault our team at all.
Absolutely. I think it feels like Brian wants to join us on the chat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a link. Fair play to the guy if he comes on. I'm going to post a link there as well. So, Brian, if you want to join us, I've just posted the link and you can come on and join me, Jack, Lucas and Sutty on there as well. Or you can also just search Always Wolves on Instagram or Facebook, and Emma, the producer, will send you the link as well. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Sutty, I think we were talking before the show how you were talking about how we played in that second half, and you were quite stress-free even when we went a goal down.
Yeah, I think we know how to play with 10 men, Dave. We did it at Luton. We've done it at Southampton. We seem to dig in, and when you've got the added bonus of having Brentford playing with young Nathan Collins in the back line, is always going to give you a chance. You drive the ball at him.
Did you?
Oh, awful. I watched both games back in full, and whoever sold him to Brentford for £25 million deserves the freedom of Wolverhampton, because if you watch him when we're attacking, he is nowhere to be seen. He is slow. He's ponderous. He's awful, Dave. Absolutely shocking. So 25 million quid. Happy days. Thank you very much. Good evening, Brian.
Hello. Hello.
Well, there you are, Brian. I gave you the opportunity to come on. Fair play to you. You've come on to the show. So I will tell you that there will be a Wolves quiz at the end of this, the penalty shootout, which you can
That's
join.
right, Dave.
We're all fans. And anyone who's a Wolves fan is welcome to come on and give their opinion. Obviously, you had a fair bit to say in the chat, so I thought to give you the opportunity to come on and give your take on things as well.
Yeah. Sorry, I sounded a bit aggressive there, didn't I? Sorry about that.
No problem.
I was just a bit wound up about somebody saying something about Neves, as if, he never did anything. Was it you, Sutty? Yeah. I mean, you're talking about a bloke that was like the heart and soul of the club for the last 5 years, wasn't he? 6 years, yeah?
Not said that, no.
I just get so frustrated, that everybody forgets what's happened recently. I mean, we could be Yeah, somebody said it's Southampton fan. I'm not a bloody Southampton fan. I used to work at Southampton Football Club, but I'm not a Southampton
What
fan.
did you do at the Saints,
I
job-wise?
was a coach at the academy.
Oh, fantastic! That's great.
Yeah, so I do know a bit about football.
No, I don't think.
All those people
I think
comments
maybe you
about
misinterpreted
Paul the
what
midwife
Sutty
and all that shit. You know,
I think you misinterpreted what Sutty was saying. It was no reflection on Neves, because Neves is a absolute legend. Wolves. What the point that he was making, that as good as Neves is, we're probably a better team because of so much reliance on Neves, that the team was passing the ball to him, whereas now everyone's more of a team. I think that's the point he was trying to get across. It wasn't saying that Neves isn't any good. Is that correct, Sutty? Is that my interpretation right?
I said to you just that we've been blessed with Ruben Neves for 4 or 5 seasons, but it wasn't just Ruben Neves. This is my opinion. It wasn't just Ruben Neves that stagnated. I think the whole club stagnated when we lost the likes of Jota, because that was an output to him all the time, long diagonal balls. Same with Cody. He used to spray diagonal balls to Jota and he straight on the front foot. But as a collective team, we are a better watch now than we were for the previous 3 seasons. That's a fact.
I'd say I agree with you there in the fact that we, I don't know about the last 3 seasons, but I mean, certainly the first half of last season, and the season with Large in charge, the whole season when Large was in charge. I mean, yeah, the first half of that season actually wasn't too bad, but the thing was about Neves was that I used to see all these articles about him saying, you know, playing further forward. He's got players in number 10. And then they were talking about playing 30-yard passes. You can't play a 30-yard pass with your number 10, be in the South Bank. You know what I mean? I despair sometimes at some people. He was a player. It was a unique player. Well, he's a unique player. He's still playing, isn't he? You know, I don't know how he's getting on over there, but he was a unique player in the fact that he played just in front of the back 4 or back 5, whatever, back 3. But he was, and I hate to compare things to American football, but like a quarterback, you know.
Yeah, that's a fair analogy.
He did have those qualities, yeah. But what I get annoyed about is when people say, "Oh, you know, Tommy Doyle's, he doesn't play 5-yard passes." A 5-yard pass can be the best pass available, you know. And you know, it's better to keep possession than it is to give the ball away, yeah. And okay, Neto made a difference on Friday night, as he did in the short thing against Everton as well. And thankfully, he looks like he's going to be back to his best. But what we always had with Adama was an outlet. We always had an outlet there. You look at that goal that we scored at Man United. Martino scored the winner a couple of years ago. That would never have been scored without Adama being on the pitch. You know, it would not have been scored there because, first of all, he was playing out there, and he brought off Trincao was playing out there. And he would not have even got the pass. He wouldn't have even got to the pass. You know, but
well, Adama Traore is a bit of an enigma, isn't he? I mean, he was a cracking little player, but obviously we don't want to look back. His end product wasn't always the best. He had that one season with Raul where they just clicked. And as regards to Neves, obviously, you know, I think, as I say, we're not going to go over this point too much because we're looking forward now. Neves was playing very deep, like a quarterback, and we're giving the ball to him. But as a team now, we do seem to be playing more as a team rather than relying on 1 or 2 individuals. And that is what a manager is all about, getting the best out of each of the players so that the amount of the parts is even better. And we're starting to see a bit of an identity. And Tommy Doyle, you're right, he does play he can play the long ball, but he does play the simple passes as well. The one thing that I like about Tommy Doyle, he seems to have all of the different aspects to his game, where he can just do the little one-touch short passes to keep possession move. But the other thing that I like about Tommy Doyle is his fact that he's always tries to look for a positive pass. He's always looking quickly to get the ball moving. And one of the things that was very noticeable, even when we had Neves in the team, we were very slow at moving the ball and became very, very predictable. And what we need to do to break teams down, which is why we struggled against the lower teams, I think, when they just sit, is being able to move the ball quick to create the overlaps in the space. And we're starting to see that we're creating. I mean, I don't know. I think we scored about 15 or 16 times in a row at Molineux, and we scored again at the weekend. We struggled to score goals the last 2 or 3 seasons, and this season we seem to be able to find a way to score all the time. I mean,
yeah, but Dave, it wasn't as if we weren't creating chances. I mean, we have created an awful lot of chances in the last couple of years that we've just not been able to put away. You have a look at the stats, I mean, one thing I want to say about Tommy Doyle, though, and I noticed this in the Everton game, actually. I am a season ticket. I live in Southampton, but I am a season ticket holder.
That's commitment.
And I was at both Brentford games as well, and Fulham. But the thing about Tommy Doyle, I don't even know about scanning. Do you know what scanning is? It's a coaching phenomenon. Yeah, it's when you do scanning when you're off the ball. Yeah, it's basically, I'll try and show you. It's like, you're looking over there, the ball's coming over there, and you're like this. You do this, yeah. You look for your next pass. It's a bit like a snooker player, looking at his next shot. Yeah. He looks at that. Now, there's good scanning and bad scanning. It's not just a matter about moving your head around like this. Yeah. This is what we teach the boys at Southampton, And the 2 players that we showed videos of, right, was the guy at Liverpool. What was his name now? Thiago.
Yeah.
Can't remember his second name.
Thiago Silva, is that right?
No, not Thiago Silva. No, began with an A.
Alcantara.
Alcantara. Something like that, anyway. And Martino. That you showed it. They were the best scanners. Yeah. You think about the Martino. You can't really see it on the TV, but you can see it when you're at a game like that. What he used to do, he'd be scanning like that, and he'd weigh up very, very quickly. He'd weigh up the players around him and where a player was available for Wolves, and he'd adjust his body shape in a split second like that. Just a split second. He always looked, didn't he? If you think back, he always looked like he was comfortable on the ball. But that was because he was adjusting his body shape just slightly, so he was in the right place to pass the ball.
That's the sort of thing that you see in Tommy Doyle. Is that your point, Brian?
Exactly. And he's never played with Martino, but he played at Man City.
Exactly, and I think we've got a player there for definite in regards to that. I mean, at the end of the day, Lucas, we've got we've got the draw. Jose Sarr made a really good save at the end when we were just getting a little bit tired, and he did what he needed to do. We've got a replay coming up. I think they're going off to Abu Dhabi for a bit of warm weather training as well. Obviously, Mario's still away, obviously, and we do wish again lots of love and best wishes to Mario and his family. But for the replay, Joe Gomez is suspended for three games now. I mean, Joe Gomez, like you said, is a ball winner. He'll get stuck into attack. He's always likely to pick up a red every so often, I think, or bookings and stuff. But it does leave us a little bit light whether Mario comes back. If Mario's not back, obviously Boubacar's gone away as well. Traore, who's playing in midfield for you in the replay?
I would put Joe Hodge and Tommy. It would be a bit of a weak midfield, but it would have to be them two.
Yeah, Jack, you concur with that?
Yeah, I'll go with Joe Hodge. I think he's a really good player. We've not seen a lot of him, but when I've seen him in the 21s, he's a good player. He won't let us down.
Sutty?
Same.
Brian?
Probably, yeah. I mean, Bellegarde can play there as well, you know.
Yeah,
but he's not a physical player. That's the trouble with him. Yeah.
No, it's the ball winning part of the thing. But to be honest, they did all right, even with just Tommy Doyle in midfield. I think they dropped Bellegarde and Sarabia a little bit either side, didn't they? And played more of a 5-3-1.
Totti pushed in as well, didn't he? At times, Totti pushed in. Yeah,
it was good. Obviously, teams do practice going down to 10 men and stuff. And you know, we also have to go on about Gary O'Neill. And one of the points he said, he's not really had a period of time to actually work on, you know, because he never had the pre-season. And hopefully this little warm weather training camp will give him some more time to work some magic. We're going to go around everyone now and just talk about your man of the match, your performance rating, and your highlight of the day or game. Sooty, we'll start with you, mate.
Tommy Doyle, man of the match. I think I'm going to give it an 8, Dave, because it's a gritty performance where in the end I thought, up until the last 5 minutes anyway, as soon as we scored, I thought we were favourites to win the game. Highlight of the day. Wow. Away support was incredible again, Dave.
Yeah. diehards that never shut up. And when you can just hear that all the time, it gives these lads such a lift. And there's something, I've been very critical of ownership, as you know, and there's something happening again where we seem to be a crowd, a support, and a team merging together again, where we're all in line again. And I think if we don't let too many more go, and we can keep this nucleus and just add a couple of loans, maybe, we're a bit light up top as an out-and-out centre forward. I'd be a bit worried if we get any injuries on the front line, but it's starting to look good now, Dave. So I'll take on anybody at the moment in this current vein of form that we're in. Absolutely. Lucas, to you?
For man of the match, for the ratings on the website as well, I put Tommy Doyle. He was just excellent. He deserved his goal. He's deserved a goal for weeks. And probably for highlight of the day, probably Jose messing with the Brentford fans. That just made me laugh.
Yeah, here he goes. There's his player ratings. You gave Tommy Doyle a 9. Man of the match, excellent from the first minute. Strong challenges, aggressive in the right places, and he deserves his goal. On the alwayswolves.co.uk website, there's always player ratings done by fans that write for the channel. You can read those. We've also got a match report that you can read. There's always a history of games before the matches in our preview. And then we also have a Things Learnt, which was done this week, which is, as you can see, the headlines. It's a good one to read. The year that finally killed the FA Cup 2024. The team is becoming quite special. Tommy Doyle's progress is off the charts. Neto still got it. Momentum maintained. That's a really, really good read as well. So go up. Make sure you do bookmark alwayswolves.co.uk. There's no paywall or anything like that. There's lots of articles going down. And if you do want to write for us, you're someone that's like a budding little journalist, and you do want to write for us, get in touch with the producer at, either admin at alwayswolves.co.uk. Emma, if you can put your email in the chat, or you can get in touch via the Always Wolves socials as well. What was did you say your highlight was, Lucas?
Jose messing with the Brentford fans.
Oh, at the end, yeah. He had some stick, didn't he? Brian, we'll go to you next, mate. Your performance rating?
8.5.
8.5, yeah. Your man of the match?
That's a difficult one. I'd say that collectively, the whole team, team really, because they fought for one another. But I think obviously Tommy Doyle sort of worldie, didn't he? But I think the person who actually made the difference was Neto. Neto coming on. I know it was only 57 minutes. I think he came on, something like that. but he made the difference. Every time he got the ball, it was a bit like the days of Adama, you know, you get the ball, you know, we weren't sat down, but you got your bum off your seat.
He gets you off your feet. He's exciting. There's a buzz around.
Yeah.
He's that sort of player, isn't he? It's like, and every team wants a player like that. They can get you off your, you know.
And one thing I did want to make is the point I wanted to make is, if you remember the game at Southampton last season when Lamida got ridiculously sent off, you know, he brought it was the manager at the time. It was Lapatigo, wasn't it? Yeah. He brought the Dharma on at half time. They put 2 men on him. Southampton put 2 men on him, sometimes 3 men, and that negated their extra man.
Yeah,
right? That's exactly what happened on Friday night as well.
Very
when Netto
good point,
came on,
it's a really good point.
They doubled up on him, sometimes 3. So you know that takes one of those people out of midfield. So that's what we created. So probably, you know, not a fantastic amount of chances, but at least we were playing in their half.
It scares the opposition.
Yeah, it does.
Make them react, which is interesting. And any highlight of the match or your day? It could be just having a nice little meal whilst you watched it. Could be anything.
The highlight was actually a low light when the lights went off.
Oh, that went off, and it was. Can you imagine if that had been in like the last minute as well, Jack?
Yeah.
It was just after the end of the game as well. It was like the Brentford. Oh, the guy had enough. All right, I've had enough. We can't even win with 10 men against 10 men for 90 minutes. I'm turning the lights off. It was fun. Always something happens at Brentford. The drone. Technical problem with the referee, and then the lights. Although saying that, it did happen at Molineux a season. It went off a little bit. Jack, on to you now. Let's start with your performance rating, mate.
Yeah, 8 out of 10. Really solid, gritty performance in the circumstances. Can't ask a lot more, can we? Man of the match, I'm going to go with Doyle, not just for the goal, but I thought his all-round performance. I thought he epitomised what we were talking about, that determination, that aggression, that, you know, just because we're down to 10, we're not going to lose this game. Don't worry. We're all right. We've got this. And like Lucas said, moment of the day, Sasa winding up the Brentford fans. The loudest they were all game was winding Sasa up. So it was nice to see him give some back. And Nathan Collins, for the first time I've ever seen him show aggression when he was trying to pull Sasa away. So he should have saved that for the match, shouldn't he? But that was a great moment. Yeah,
that was classic. And to be honest, I was very disappointed with the Brentford fans. You know, they kind of, you know, I know what it's like when your team's not on a run, I suppose, in some ways. But, like, you know, they were very flat for a lot of the game. And I say, I don't know if it was the same listening on the TV, but I mean, I thought the Wolves fans were magnificent. And, you know, when I didn't go to the league game and I was doing the watch along the other day, all I could hear was the Wolves fans. I'm guessing it was kind of the same for the cup game, watching it on the telly. You're nodding there, so I'm going to go take that as a yes. Right, guys, we're just going to have a little break because I need to talk to you, and then we're going to come on to the January transfers before we get to the quiz. Guys, I just want to remind you that we have got a fantastic offer from NordVPN still on. We've still got his Christmas little Santa face up there. One of the things I want to talk about with Nord's TVN, it means that you can watch movies from different countries with the family. You can change your location and access US or other countries' Netflix. And it's also potential presents for anyone or for yourself. But the main point is you do get increased security. So if you're ever going out and about or using public Wi-Fi, you can keep yourself and your data safe. All of that sort of stuff. And of course, you can always get the 3 p.m. kickoffs on your TV if you've got the right bit of kit that some people do have, because you can get Nord on your television. Just download the app. You can get it on your phone, get it on your computer. You can get it on your iPad, and it also protects you on all your devices for the whole family. So it's a real good crack. It's a better deal than you can get direct with NordVPN as well. So we've got a better deal. As I say, it's only £2.30 a month. You've got a 30-day money-back guarantee, and it'll save you about £150 from their normal over the course of 2 years, and you get 4 months extra free as well. So it's a bit of a no-brainer, really, because I say one subscription, if you've got 5 in your family, it covers all your devices for the whole family. So that's NordVPN. The link is in the description below. Sutty, talk to me, mate. January, sick and tired of you hanging on me transfer window. What's your thoughts so far?
Well, it's been quite a long time since we've been in this position where we're on a good run home and away. And my big concern, Dave, is if anything. I know Huang's away at the moment. Anything happens to him or Cunha, we are very, very light up top. I believe young Nathan Fraser's going to be going out on loan somewhere as well. I'm not saying we've got to go and buy anybody, Dave, but if we can loan somebody just to help us out the rest of the season, I'd rather us buy in the summer and buy somebody who we really want than make a purchase now. Because we're not going to go down.
I concur with that.
We're not going to go down, but we've got a good chance here of maybe getting 8th, and that'll get you into the European Farmers League. So that's what I personally would want. I'd want a number 9. If that's all they can bring in, I'll be happy because we haven't got many games this month. So we're not going to be missing Huang and the lads at the AFCON that much, to be honest. So I don't want to go and buy, go and loan 3 or 4 when they ain't probably going to be used. And one thing I want to say is as well, we've been linked with the lad from Liverpool, Carvalho or somebody like that, is it?
Fabio Carvalho.
Yeah. Now they've said that there's championship sides want him, but he must be guaranteed game time. I don't want that, Dave, because that's the sort of thing that will really knacker us up. I don't want anybody being guaranteed game time in this team because they're all playing. Yeah, they've all earned it. So that's what I want. And I'd rather wait till the summer, let them get their targets properly identified, not 3 days before, obviously, with what we had to do last year. I've no doubt there will be outgoings in the summer to fund signings because that's the way the club. But this month, I don't care if we don't buy anybody, but a couple of loan signings for me is a.
No, mate, I absolutely think. I mean, as you say, Fabio Silva's gone out on loan to Rangers. It was clear that Gary O'Neill's wasn't going to be playing him. He's gone out to Rangers. Fair enough. I mean, I went on the Rangers Review YouTube channel, talked about that great bunch up in Rangers. I hope he helps Rangers win the
Brilliant club, Dave.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I mean, I go up there, so.
I did say that to them that we have someone that comes on that goes up to watch the games and stuff like that. So, and they were really, really nice to me when I was on there. Obviously, Sasha Kalajic's now gone out to Eintracht Frankfurt. There's no option for them to buy. I did something on that on the channel today. If you've not watched it, but basically the gist of it is from what Hobbs has said is that they've let him go out sooner rather than later because his wife's expecting and they want her to be settled, his family settled, and they are looking at options to bring someone in. Hobbs has also previously put on record when asked about this, will you be bringing in people to cover the people that have gone out to the AFCON and the thing? And he says, we're not going to be buying anyone specifically to cover for a few weeks. If we bring someone in, it's going to be with a view to a long term. Obviously, a loan would sort of cover both aspects. We've been linked to Danny Ings as well, haven't we? As well. I know there's rumours going out around. My dad goes. I saw my dad, and he rang me yesterday. He's like, Arsenal are coming in for Pedro Netto. I'm like, Arsenal have been coming in for Neves 3 years ago. Arsenal, Liverpool, they've all linked with him. That don't mean to say that we're going to sell him in this January window. Pedro Netto, if he has a fantastic second half of the season, we're going to have a bidding war on him in the summer, which means that you should be able to get better value. So there's going to be no rush to sell Pedro Netto. Pedro Netto's even came out and said he wants to stick at Wolves for the rest of the season. He said that himself. Obviously, if a ridiculous bid comes in for a ridiculous amount of money, they'll have to look at it like with anything. You know, I'm like you. I think they are looking to bring some people in on loan, maybe a couple of loan signings. Maybe there'll be an option to buy. Maybe that Mario Lemina's, is it Noah Lemina, might be coming in with an option to buy. He looks the player as well, and a couple of others. And obviously spend the money in the summer when we're kind of mostly through the FFP situation. That's where they'll sort of start to spend the cash. Pedro Neto might go in the summer. You can't say he definitely will go because, like we saw, Neves was going 3 years in a row and he only went in the third year. But, you know, Pedro Neto is going to demand a premium amount of money, and they need to, and hopefully Hobbs have learned the lesson from the past, they need to be like Brighton and go, if you want him, he's on a long-term contract, this is how much it's going to cost. Otherwise, do one. And, you know, we've got to look at the best interest club, but hopefully if you did bring in, there's more money to spend. Lucas, you're quite and you analyse these sort of things. What's your thoughts on the window? Who would you like to see us bring in? Or, you know, what would you do?
There's three players that I've wanted at Wolves for a long time. Me and my granddad said that we would like Iheanacho from Leicester when he was in the Premier League scoring week in, week out. There's Eddie Nketiah. I've wanted him for ages, like since the start of the season. And Smith Rowe, he's getting no games.
And he's just been
good,
cut
perfect,
off. I thought Jeff got to you there.
Pardon?
You froze for a second. I thought Jeff I thought Jeff had got into you, banding all these names around.
Yeah, but them three, I would happily take at Wolves.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack, I mean, again, you know, we're in the situation. Sutty's made the points, 28 points. Gary O'Neill's very honest in his press conferences about, you know, how clear the club was about where they were, about he's got no problem with it, how he's even got confidence in the younger players that they'll try and get a bit of business done this January. Sasa's gone out, Fabio's gone out. There'll be a couple of the younger players go out on loan. As I think someone's mentioned, Kundal's gone from Plymouth, looking like going from Plymouth to Stoke, part of his development. Where do you sit on this January window? How would you like to see us come out of it? Danny Ings has been mentioned around. People have also talked about Max Kilman from West Ham. There is no way in a million years Max Kilman is going to West Ham. Don't worry, people. He's on a very, very long-term contract. He's the captain of his club. I will say that I had my second chat after the match with Max's mom and his little brother. They were waiting for him after things. Very, very, very lovely people. And she talks about how proud Max is of being captain of Wolves and how he's learning as being a captain and stuff like that. I don't see that Max Kilman's going to be going to West Ham. If he's going to anywhere, it won't be West Ham. I can't see it personally. Jack, where are you with the January window?
I think it's kind of not as important a window as we perhaps thought it was going to be because of how well we've performed in the league. We're now in a position, like Sutty says, where something's going to have to go drastically wrong for us to be dragged down to that scrap at the bottom. And we've probably, if we're being brutally honest, probably not quite got enough to step up to those European spots. We're probably going to finish 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, somewhere around about that, which where we were at the start of the season, that's more than acceptable. So I don't think this window is as crucial as it perhaps could have been had results not gone the way. I think what's important is we've got a very settled squad now and we've got a very united squad, and whoever comes in has got to buy into that and has got to fit in. And I think the other point you need to make is that whoever comes in has got to be someone that Gary O'Neill wants and trusts. I'll give you a little stat. We've had 20 league games and Gary O'Neill has used all 5 subs 3 times, which suggests to me that there's a lot of players in that squad on the bench at the minute that he doesn't rate or doesn't trust or doesn't think are up to it. So anyone that comes in to fill into that squad has got to be someone that he's willing to use, because he's got a lot of people like Fabio, Kalajic, Johnny was on there for a bit, Hodge has barely featured, Hugo Bueno's been on the bench a lot and hasn't come on. a lot of players there, I think he doesn't quite make his mind up on, or he's not quite sure. So anyone that comes in has got to be able to be used by O'Neill, either starting or coming off the bench. So, like Sutty said, whoever comes in has got to be able to be part of this squad, and they've got to fit into the profile, got to buy into what O'Neill's trying to do and what Matt Hobbs is trying to do. And so I think it's not a massive window, but we've got to come out of it stronger. We've lost 2 forwards, although they haven't played a lot. Someone has got to come in and replace them just on that bench that can come on, whether it's Eki Tyke from PSG or Danny Ings or Che Adams or whoever it is. Someone's just got to come in that O'Neill can throw on with 20 minutes to go, or they can rotate with Wang and Kuna and whoever it is. So we do need bodies in, but they've got to be the right people, more than just the sake of, let's go and sign a player just to appease the fans or just so we can say we've done something. I think it's got to be quite sort of strategic in terms of who we bring in.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think the only thing is that we are a little bit light in that number 9 position. Yes. I mean, it's the elusive number 9. Everyone wants a number 9. Wang's done a great job, but if we get an injury to Kuna or Wang, we are really, really short. So I'm glad we've got points. We've still got 28 points. We still need probably another 10, another 2 or 3 wins we should be able to get. But you're only like a couple of injuries away. So we do. I'm sure that they're thinking about this. I mean, Hobbs has done a great job, I think, since he's taken over. Even the appointment of the manager is proving to be the right decision when a lot of people doubted that at the beginning, and Gon's winning a lot of people over. Brian, back to you. Give us your assessment on Gary O'Neill and your thoughts on the January. Obviously, someone that's worked in a coaching capacity and been around a football club in terms of like younger players and that type of thing. You probably have a little bit of an insight on the ins and outs of these transfer windows.
Yeah. Actually, one point I was going to make there as well. Going back to what we said earlier, Joe Hodge and Tommy Doyle played in the same academy team together at City.
Yeah. They did.
So it would be good. They played together before. The January wing, it's difficult, and it's not like last season. We signed 6 players, and they've all been a success. Bentley, not too sure about him, but the rest of them are all active now, aren't they? Kuna. Did we sign Gomez in January? We didn't sign Gomez.
Yeah, Joe Gomez.
We did.
Yeah, last January. It was Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Dawson and Cunha. Yeah. But they're all active now. They're all taking an active part, aren't they? But we don't need that this season, because of the success. I mean, Gary O'Neill's a breath of fresh air, isn't he? I mean, that Monday Night Football analysis.
Oh, brilliant.
I mean, no one's ever done that before. No one's ever done anything like that and gone into that such detail and showed a video of the training ground as well. Well, it's unbelievable that. But so he's just gone up in my estimation.
Absolutely. I mean, in terms of the January transfer window, I mean, you've heard
the window. I think because of the situation we're in now, we're not desperate. We don't need to be splashing out lots of cash. I think maybe 2 loan signings, but as Sutty said, and as you just said, Dave, everybody wants a striker, But all we need is a striker that can maybe come off the bench, last 20 minutes, and have an impact. Not. I mean, I don't think Gary actually had much faith in Sasa. Because I mean, it was highlighted the Chelsea game, wasn't he? He brought Doc on. Doc didn't play at the back. He played up front. Scored a goal, I mean, that was, must have been terrible for Sasa, to think.
I think part of the reason for the loan as well with Sasha Kalajic, apart from obviously got the Euros coming up, and it's kind of like a Conor Cody situation in a way. They want him to be playing and getting proper game time, and they've sent him to the Bundesliga because part of what Hobbs has said, alongside with his family issues and the Euros, it's a very similar sort of physical competitive league to the Premier League. The Sasha will come back in the summer. Whether or not he comes back and then's reintegrated into the squad, or he's had a very good season and they get 25 million for him and sell him on, it's a win-win, I suppose, from that point of view. Eintracht Frankfurt kind of wanted to buy him, but they didn't want to spend that amount of dosh. So Wolves are keeping their. He's still on a long-term contract. Wolves are kind of keeping their options open with Sasa when he comes back in the summer.
Yeah.
They can either sell him and get a bit more if he's had a good season, or it'll get reintegrated.
Yeah, I think at the moment though, Danny Ings does fit the bill really, because he's not going to be there thinking he's going to be starting games. You know, he knows he's going to be an impact player. I don't think he'd be happy just to get any game time. He's not getting much. I know he came on a sub today, which is.
He scored goals against us, didn't he, Jack?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He always scores against us. So.
Just Brian, hold on there. I just want to go to Sutty. Danny Ings came in on a 6-month loan. Would you welcome that?
Yeah.
Jack?
As long as Gary O'Neill trusts him, yeah.
Lucas?
No.
Why no?
I don't know, because I don't think he'll fit our play style. I just have a feeling he just wouldn't fit one bit.
And why wouldn't he fit? Why?
Because Cunha drops deep, but so does Danny Ings. So you both can't have two strikers dropping deep, because then that will leave Wang or Neto or Sarabia. So if that's just two dropping and one V3, it's not possible.
Do you not think if he's only going to be coming on for 20, 30 minutes, though, he could be coming on in that Cunha role?
Yeah, that's why I also have pros and cons. But if he started, let's say,
I'm only being pedantic here and stuff like that. Guys in the chat, it's a simple yes no answer. If Danny Ings came in on a 6 months ago, would you welcome it? Yes, or would be would be a no? Just a yes no in the chat. Let's see what we get. Brian, back to you. Your thoughts?
Well, what I was going to say was, having seen Danny in training at Southampton, he's a box player. You know, I know. Sorry, I've got the guy's name now. Just the young chap there. What's his name? Sorry,
Lucas.
Sorry, Lucas. Yeah, his name went off the screen. He just said, like, you know, he drops deep. He does do that, you know, but he does that because he's coached to do that. Yeah, but he does know his way around the box. He does know his way around. He scored lots of goals for Southampton. You know, he scored lots of goals. I know that was a few years ago now. You know, so he may be that he is injury prone as well. That's another thing with Danny. He's very injury prone. But
I could say the same thing about Neto. To be fair, he's got a little bit of an injury prone. But like, I mean, I don't know. The way I'm looking at it at the moment is that Gary O'Neill has earned the right to make decisions. He's also earned the right, if there isn't a lot of activity in the January window, he's earned the right in the summer to really start to mould the team that he wants. And I think that's probably where they're looking to probably, you know, there'll be a lot of I think there'll be a fair bit of activity in the summer. But I think if we've got to, so far, Hobbs and Gary O'Neill, since they've come into post, the decision making on who's coming in has been thinking. So if Ings does come in, there'll be a lot of people go, oh, no. But then a lot of people won't know about Gary O'Neill. If he comes in, he does a job.
Dave, sorry to interrupt you. Let's just be real here. This is the January transfer window.
Exactly.
Who's going to? We're not going to buy anybody in this window, and rightly so. The record of really, really top class January signings is quite small when you look at it overall, because if you're struggling in the league, nobody's going to loan you their number 9 that's got them 10 goals, say. Nobody's going to loan you that number 9. If you're pushing to win something, nobody's going to loan you their number 9. They ain't even going to sell you their number 9 in January, because he's going to push them on. So you're left then, and I said the dregs is not the right word, but you know what I mean. You're left with what's what's left. So you've got to make a good decision, and I trust this guy to make the right decision. He's like, as you said, he's earned the right to make the decision. Now, if Danny Ings is told, look, mate, you're going to be coming to Molineux, you're going to get probably 20 minutes a game here, I think that's probably at the stage of his career where, as Brian says, he's a fox in the box and he will score your goals. I am sick and tired of watching him score against Wolves.
Yeah.
Create chance after chance, because anywhere around the penalty spot, the bloke's deadly. So if he's going to get 20 minutes a game, he's going to go to David Moyes and say, look, Gaffer, I want to go there. Because if I can stay fit for 20 minutes per game for the rest of the season, I know I'm not in your plans, but this is going to enable me to get a move somewhere else then. So I think he'll be hungry to come to Wolves and play that cameo role.
Yeah.
And to be honest, if you look on paper, players that have actually scored in this league, because let's not be stupid here, this is the big boys league in world football. There is not a better league than this league. So if you can find me a better one on loan, good luck.
Yeah. Well said.
Well, there's a good point. And look at the thumbs up on your screen as well. You've even got your own screen giving you a thumbs up, Sutty, as well. That's covered it. We will talk more about the transfer windows and stuff coming up, guys. Make sure that you do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notifications up, because we put transfer news, latest news up on the channel every day. There's a video every day. We're also on TikTok. Always Wolves TikTok as well. So get on all of that. We're 6 short to get into that 32,100. So, please subscribe. And we're on 78 likes towards the 100. So do that. Right then, in a minute, we're going to be moving on to, Brian, you're going to love this. It's the penalty shootout quiz. But before I get on to that, guys, it's cold. My friends at Foco have sent me this blanket. I don't know if you can see it. It's warm. The link to that, and you use always Wolves 15 is in the description, and you can get on the NordVPN by the QR code for Foco. They send me lots of bits of stuff as well. We've given loads of things away. We've given some stuff out to lots of people when they see us as a game. If you do see us at one of the Wolves games, just come up and say Foco AWE, and if you're the first person, you'll win a prize as well. As I say, the QR codes are up for that. That's been really popular, this blanket, because it's cold. I tell you, when you're watching the TV and you don't want to put your heating on, it keeps you proper warm, and it's a proper Wolves one. Go and check it out on their website. It says We Are Wolves on it. Right, guys, it's going to be a 4-way battle. I'm so excited about this, because we've got some. Who won the last one? Can't remember. Right, let's go on.
Weren't me.
It weren't me either, I don't think.
We're gonna have
you stitched me up with one of the questions.
We're gonna go on to. I'm gonna go on to. We'll start with this one first, I think. So the thing is, I've lost track of which ones have happened. So we go with this. Right. Okay, we're going to go with this. Right then, Brian, because it's your debut, basically this is a penalty shootout competition. Each one of you get 3 penalties, right? You can choose to go first, second, third, or fourth. So as the penalty taker. So do you want to go first penalty taker, second penalty taker, third penalty taker, or fourth penalty taker?
I think I'm going to go fourth and see what the rules are. It's not as difficult
competition, Brian, I'll tell you.
It's not as difficult as that Astro thing they have at half time, is it?
No.
No money in it.
No.
You know what? I'd fancy myself getting that, Anyway, Sutty, I'm going to give you the option: second, third, or fourth.
I'll go second.
Jack, third or no? Sorry, Jack. Sorry, Sutty. You should say first, second, or third.
I'll go first.
You're going to go first. Jack, third or second?
Second.
Lucas, you happy with going third?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Okay, then. Right, then. So that means, Sutty, you've got the first. You choose these questions in order. Okay. I don't want you moaning that I've stitched you up again. Right, here we go. The first question, and it does say number 1. There, you can see number 1. Right. In what year was Wolverhampton Wanderers founded? Was it 1900, 1867, 1877, or 1901?
1877.
And even Ever's got how easy is that? So basically, the keeper's not even in goal. He's still having it. He's gone to get his bottle, and you've had an open goal to kick that one in. Right then, who's second up?
Me, I think.
Jack.
Go on.
What were Wolverhampton Wanderers originally called? St Luke's FC, Wanderers, Midlands Rovers, or Black Country Rovers?
St Luke's.
Are you sure?
Fairly sure, yeah.
Yeah, the keeper's just walking back into his penalty box, and you've got the goal. So, Lucas, your penalty. Who did Wolverhampton Wanderers play in their first ever game? Hey? Right, okay. Who did Wolverhampton Wanderers play in their first ever game? Sorry, it threw me for a second then on the answers. Was it Blackburn Rovers, Stafford Road, Willenhall, or Notts County? Lucas is going, why did I get number 1 or number 2?
Could you say the options one more time, please?
So you got A, Blackburn Rovers, B, Stafford Road, C, Willenhall, or D, Notts County?
Stafford Road.
You're going for Stafford Road. Why are you going for Stafford Road?
Just a close road to my house.
Well, to be honest, you've hit the penalty with a blindfold on, and it's confused the keeper, and it's gone in the back of the net, and you've scored. So you're both on converted 1 penalty out of 1. So it's Brian on his debut in front of the South Bank. He puts the the ball down on the spot.
What was the attendance? Is that what you're going to ask me?
No. Your question, Brian. When did Wolverhampton Wanderers join the Football League? Was it 1868, 1869, 1888, or 1905?
The Football League?
Yeah.
Well, they were founder members, weren't they? Was it?
1868, 1869, 1888, or 1905?
Well, it's 1888, isn't it? Has to be.
1888?
Yeah.
Brian, as cool as a cucumber, 1 step, boof, back of the net. So, an impressive first round. Everyone under extreme pressure, although the keeper was not in the goal for the first 2. And if you'd have missed, that wouldn't have been good. I've got 1 out of 1. So that goes back to Sutty. Sutty, who was the first manager of our great club, Wolverhampton Wanderers? Was it Harry Barcroft, John Brodie, Luke Bradshaw, or George Worrell?
Same again.
Harry Barcroft, John Brodie, Luke Bradshaw, or George Worrell?
I'm ashamed to say I don't know this, Dave. I'll go for George Worrell.
You've literally just put your foot through the ball and hit it and hoped, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
Well, it's completely flummoxed the keeper as well because it's gone in. 2 out of 2. Fantastic. Okay. Second up, is that Jack?
Yeah.
Okay, Jack, What position did Wolverhampton Wanderers finish in their first season in the Football League? First, second, third, or bottom?
Before you said the options, I had third in my head. I know Preston won it, and
Yeah.
I think we might have come third, so I'm going to go third.
You don't think that we were runners up?
I think it might have been third. I'm not sure, but
I tell you what, this is becoming a penalty shootout like I've not seen, because it never happens at this stage. Literally, you've put the ball in the net. That keeper's crap, by the way, that's in this goal. I can't
it must be the Brentford one.
It must be the Brentford keeper. So well done. 2 out of 2 for Jack. 2 out of 2 for Sutty. Right. Who's 3?
Lucas.
Oh, it's Lucas, isn't it? Yeah. Lucas, what is the official nickname of Wolverhampton Wanderers? Is it the Wolves, the Golden Boys, the Wanderers, or the Hamptons? Don't get this wrong, mate.
Yeah. Wait, read it one more time, please.
This is a trick question.
No, it's not a trick question.
The Wolves.
Mate, I'm so glad that you got that right, mate, because why were you even thinking about that?
Because I'm just used to hearing Wolves, not the Wolves.
Yeah, the Wolves. We are the Wolves. Yes, we are the Wolves, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
anyway, you have put the ball away. What you've
Up the
got,
Hamptons.
seriously, what you've done, Lucas, you've ran, you've stopped, you've ran, you've stopped, you've ran, you've stopped. The keepers, and then you've just side-footed it in. You've done that shimmy, and you've the keeper we had no clue what you were going to do, and neither did the keeper, but it's gone in. So, Brian, pressure back on you going last. You did say to go last, so the pressure's back on you. You need to score this to keep 2 out of 2. What? Oh God! I picked this one, and it is so easy. I've had some hard ones, but this quiz is just the easiest one. Oh, I can't believe this question's even in here. But anyway, honest to God, if you get this wrong, hold your head in shame. What are the traditional colours of Wolverhampton Wanderers home kit? Is it yellow and black, gold and black, all gold, or orange and white?
Gold and black.
Yeah, that is quite an easy question. So, yes, well done. I don't know why you're celebrating. The keeper's gone to have his Kit Kat, I think. Right, so 2 out of 2. And it's now back on to Sutty. Oh, my God, they get... Well, what is the unofficial motto of Wolverhampton Wanderers? Is it A, back stronger? Is it B, forever Wolves? Is it C, we stand together? Or is it D, out of darkness covers light? Sutty, don't ever complain you don't get easy questions ever again.
I'll go for D, Dave.
I have no idea why. You're going out of darkness covers light. So the keeper's not even been in the goal for 2 of your questions. Right, question 10. Oh, my God. Number 2. Jack, who are Wolverhampton Wanderers' greatest rivals? Is it A, Aston Vanilla? Is it B, the West Birmingham Baggy Birds? Is it C, Birmingham Shitty? Or is it C, Stoke?
It's got to be West Brom, innit? B.
B, 3 out of 3. Congratulations. Okay. So, Lucas, it's on to you. You need to score this to stay in the shootout. Otherwise, we're going to go, you're out and it'll go to sudden death. Wolves' home ground is Molineux. In what year did Wolves move there? Was it 1870, 1880, 1888, or 1889?
Can you read them one more time, please?
1870, 1880, 1888, or 1889? You're looking down.
1889.
You ain't looking down at a phone there, are you, Lucas?
My phone is.
I'm
Yeah.
just joking. I'm just joking. Are you sure you're going for 1889?
Yeah.
Okay, right. Correct answer. 3 out of 3. So to make it a full set, Brian, again going fourth puts the pressure on the last kicker, doesn't it? So to stay in this, who did Wolves originally rent Molineux ground from? Was it Wolverhampton Council, Northampton Brewery, Banks's Brewery, or the Earl of Sefton? Wolverhampton Council, Northampton Brewery, Banks's Brewery, or the Earl of Sefton?
Molineux, you talk about renting Molineux.
We originally rent Molineux grounds from you.
I thought it was we were given it by the Molineux family. Say the options again.
Who did Wolves originally rent the Molineux grounds from? Wolverhampton Council, Northampton Brewery, Banks's Brewery, or the Earl of Sefton? Now, this is when the first, thinged it. I'm only going off the answer in the on the book.
Okay. The logical answer would be one of the breweries, but not Northampton. But I shall say the Earl of Sefton.
The Earl of Sefton.
Are we at the post?
Why are you saying the Earl of Sefton?
Because it's the least logical one.
The least logical. There's a reason it's the least logical one. It's because it's the incorrect answer.
Right.
And you've hit it. The keeper's literally thrown his Kit Kat at the ball and it's tipped it around the post. So you're going to be eliminated at this stage. Does anyone else know? In the
Northampton Brewery.
It is Northampton Brewery.
I think I had that question a couple of weeks ago.
Northampton Brewery.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we're on to sudden death now. So we've got Sutty first, Jack second, Lucas third. In what year did Wolves buy Molineux grounds? Was it 1910, 1920, 1923, or 1925, Sutty?
When they bought it. I'll go 19. Was it 1923?
My God, your shooting boots is absolutely you know that's such a good shot. It's just tucked in, shaded the inside of the post. It's right in the corner. Keeper had absolutely no chance. Brilliant. 4 out of 4. So, Jack, in what year were floodlights installed at Molineux? Was it 1950, 1953, 1960, or 1963?
Well, I know we played a lot of floodlit friendlies, didn't we, to sort of kick off the European thing. So I'm going to go 1950. I think it was around about that time.
You're going for 1950.
Yeah.
Mate, you've hit the post.
There you go.
You tried to hook it in the corner. You tried to emulate
53.
You've got an inch. It's 53, yeah.
There you go.
Lucas, to stay in the game. The John Ireland stand was completed in 1979. Approximately how far away from the touchline was it? Was it 10 metres, 15 metres, 20 metres, or 30 metres? You used to have to get binoculars, if you remember, to... it was
a long way.
So, because it's a long way, I'm going to have to go 30 metres.
You're going 30 metres?
Yeah.
Top corner, mate. So, Jack's eliminated. Right. Right. Okay. The record attendance, Sooty, at Molineux. In fact, I'm going to actually do this as a nearest to. So this is the sudden death between Sooty and Lucas. What was the record attendance at Molineux? It was an FA Cup 4th round game. And if you can tell me who they played that day as well, would be good. So Sooty, you go first. Do you know who we played that day?
Liverpool.
Correct, actually. And what's your guess on the record attendance?
61,457.
That's very precise. 61,457, you're saying. Lucas, you go next. What's your guess?
60,000.
Are you just going 60,000?
Yeah, 60,000.
I can tell you, and who the winner of the quiz has got closest to the number. The actual attendance. What did you say it was, Sooty?
61,457.
And you said 60,000, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, it is 60,000. 61,000, should I say? 315. Sooty, you were literally 142 out. That's mad. That's really good. So Sooty, everyone, well done. He is the winner of this week's penalty shootout quiz. Absolutely fantastic. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. As I say, it's been a brilliant thing. A big thank you to Creation Wall for powering the show. I hope you've had a lot of fun. We've covered a lot tonight. We will be back next week with a general Wolves, probably a one-on-one chat that we did during the summer window. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please smash a like. If you're brand new, please consider subscribing. If you're watching it back on, catch up, leave your comments in the comment section. If you're listening to it on the podcast, give us a 5-star rating on the podcast, and you can also follow us on socials as well. Absolutely. And finally, to finish on, Brian.
Yes.
You enjoyed your debut?
I have. Thank you very much. Sorry, I got a little bit,
Respect to you for taking up the baton and coming on and facing up. There's a lot of people that wouldn't, and you did. And you've come on the screen, and that's fine. If you want to come on again, please message the Always Wolves Facebook or Instagram page, and then we'll hopefully come on again. And Brian, if Wolves get past Brentford in the FA Cup, the draw's tomorrow, and we will be doing the draw here live on the channel. We're not doing the draw, but we will be reacting to the draw live. We haven't got that far yet. Yeah. Who would you like to draw in the next round?
I'd like Elacobi's team, Maidstone. That'd be nice.
Maidstone?
Yeah.
Jack?
That'd be nice. I wouldn't mind playing West Brom as well. Yeah, I watched the Sunderland Newcastle game yesterday, and that looked like, yeah.
Proper football, that was.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and no delays for VAR either. Lucas, who would you like?
Can you come back to me so I can look at all the teams that's left?
Yes, of course. We'll come back to you. Sooty?
Well, I'd love Maidstone to come to Molineux, because the place will be full and they'll make a fortune off it, and that'll set them up for years. But from a selfish point of view, because I really miss it, Dave, an away trip to Albion.
Fantastic. Right, okay. Lucas.
So I've got 3.
You got 3. Okay, in order. In third place.
Third place, West Brom.
Okay. In
Second,
place.
Maidstone.
Yeah, Maidstone, yeah.
Yeah, and then first, Wrexham.
Wrexham. What, because of being all the Hollywood with them?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Guys, there you go. Yeah, loads of people putting in the thing. West Brom, Blues away would be good. Maidstone, Albion away. Maidstone, if we get through. I mean, I think that would be... I think that, personally, Maidstone would be a magical story. Ella Kobe, cult hero, fantastic bloke. Honestly, it made me really proud when he went on Match of the Day. You see him come on, don't you? And they go, yeah, Liverpool, United, City, whatever. And he's on, I want to bring my babies home. I want to go to Molineux, the Golden Palace. And he's like, he's saying we want Wolves. Fantastic. And it would be brilliant, as you say, Sooty for Maidstone. I'm not sure that if they even had the home draw, they might even switch it to Molineux because they can do that. It'd make a load of revenue.
Well, I think they get half the receipts, Dave, from an FA.
Yeah.
They would do. So if they did switch it to Molineux, without a shadow of a doubt, they would make more money. But it would probably be a tie that would get quite a bit of coverage as well because of everything. So if there is football gods out there, let's absolutely destroy Brentford in the replay, and draw and have Maidstone.
Have they confirmed, Dave, that it's going to be Monday night? The Monday night, or
what's Monday night?
The replay.
I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. The replays are on.
Well, it says on the BBC site.
It's week
Monday, TBC.
Commencing, rather than it is that night. It's week commencing, so I think it'll be a Tuesday, or Wednesday, or a Thursday, depending on what happens.
You know that Tony's suspension's up on the 17th.
I do.
So
Tony will be in the Brentford squad. I don't think he'll start. I'll be very surprised if they chucked him straight in. They'll have their, like Sooty said before, I think Brentford have got bigger worries than the FA Cup. Wolves, for me, I mean, I'm like Sooty, right? For me, and we talk in the, if you're not a member of the YouTube channel, become a member. It's not a lot of money, and we have lots of chats, but I want to win a pot. I want to, as Sooty puts it, I want to win a pot. The FA Cup is the only thing feasibly that we can win this year. So that's why I'm not going to lie. I was at half time. I was like, when we were down to 10 men, I was down, but I still believe we could do it. And I was so happy at the end of the game because, as I said, my old man's 86. He's desperate to go to an FA Cup final with me and sing goodbye with me, and he ain't getting any younger. And we got close, didn't we, against Watford? We can, if we get the right sort of draw, we get past Brentford, we're a team that can go all the way in the FA Cup. We need a bit of luck. Remember the year that we got to the semi-final, Shrewsbury, I think we got a last-minute equaliser. Against Brentford, we go down to 10 men after 9 minutes. We're still in it. Sometimes things just meant to be, and I'm hoping, that we get a draw, we get through, and I think on our day, and we proved it against United in that quarter-final, we've beaten City. On our day, we can beat anybody.
Yeah.
And why not? Why can't we go to the final? I think we can. And I think we're in a strong position in the league that we can really go for it, which is why I was really happy that Gary O'Neill said they were taking it seriously because, winning an FA Cup would be a memory, or getting to an FA Cup final would be a memory of a lifetime for us fans. It's been a long time, so let's hope we can do it. So come on, let's do it. Oh, sorry, Joss has said, please don't remind us of that semi-final. I know, never watched it back, neither have I. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please smash a like, subscribe if you're new. Brian, Sooty, Lucas and Jack, thanks ever so much for your contributions, as always. Until the next one, always Wolves.
Always Wolves.
Always.